Team Vitality built a super team designed to dominate. They tore through EMEA undefeated and were the favorites to win Masters Bangkok. But when it mattered most, they collapsed. But this isn't just about Vitality. Are super teams just an illusion? Because somehow they always seem to fail. And it makes you ask the question, why is that the case? Welcome to Sinistry, and today we're diving into why super teams just don't work. Well, most of the time. Before we talk about why Vitality fell apart, let's talk about who they actually are. Because on paper, this roster was stacked. Dirke was a back-to-back Masters champion and one of the best entry fraggers in the world. Les, a Champions winner with loud, cold, calculated, and clutch. Safe, the IGL of Vitality, a proven star known for his adaptability. Trex and Kicks, the young guns of Vitality, hungry, talented, and eager to prove themselves in the biggest stage. On paper, this roster had everything. Firepower, experience, and championship DNA. But does that automatically make them a super team? For anyone saying Vitality isn't a super team, come on dude, if 3 superstar players joining forces doesn't count, then what does? Here's an easy comparison. If Vitality is the Heatles, then Safe is Chris Bosh, okay? Sorry Safe. Super teams aren't built for long-term projects, they're built to win now.
What are you doing?
There's no pocket for let's give them time to develop. From day one, the expectation is clear, trophies or failure. But for Vitality, the pressure is even bigger. Champions 2025 is in Paris, their home turf. This isn't just about winning, it's about making history in front of their home crowd. Anything less than a championship, that's not just a disappointment. That's a failure their home crowd will never let them forget. When you build a super team, the pressure isn't just external, it seeps into the team itself. Every loss feels heavier, every mistake is magnified, and suddenly, doubt starts creeping in. And for a super team, nothing is more dangerous than doubt. Early in the season, teams are still figuring things out. They're experimenting, adjusting, and ironing out weaknesses. But when you're a super team, that uncertainty works against you. Vitality had a clear edge over their regional competition, too clear in fact. They ran through EMEA like it was a warm-up, and that's the problem. They were never truly tested. When you dominate too easily, you develop a false sense of security. So when the first real challenge comes, it doesn't just test you, it exposes you. And that's exactly what happened to Vitality. Beyond that, 3 key reasons led to their downfall. Role issues, sky-high expectations, and overwhelming pressure. Safe was primarily a duelist last year, but now he's calling the shots as the IGL. A massive shift that takes time to adjust to. The expectations were brutal as well. For a super team, anything less than winning is failure. And under that weight, every mistake became magnified, shaking the team's confidence when it mattered most. Do you think Vitality was overhyped? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Here's how I see the rankings right now. It's pretty predictable since more than half of the teams are already eliminated. Sentinels at the bottom because let's be honest, they're in rough shape. Trace at 7th, DRX at 6th because they just love finishing 6th. Liquid at 5th, Vitality lands at 4th. And now here's where things get interesting. EDG takes 3rd because they lost and T1 at 2nd because they have the momentum. At number 1 we have G2 for now. But here's the real question. Was Vitality ever really a top team? Or were they just regional bullies who got exposed internationally? Let me know your takes in the comments. For Vitality, the first real punch came from G2. And it wasn't just a loss, it was a reality check. The team that was supposed to dominate suddenly looked vulnerable. Their aura of invincibility, gone. And once doubt crept in, the pressure only got worse. By the time they fell to the lower bracket, they weren't just fighting opponents, they were fighting their own demons. Enter T1, the Hungry Sharks from the Pacific. They smelled blood, and against a shaken Vitality, they didn't just win, they pounced. So to answer the question, why do super teams always seem to fail? I said it earlier and I'll say it again, this isn't just a Vitality problem. Super teams in Valorant have a track record of underperforming. Why? because big names don't equal big wins. Some of the reasons why super teams never work are playstyle issues, like comparing Demon 1's EG era to his stay in NRG, internal conflict such as what happened with Lev and Aspas. Ever since management kicked Nozwer, Aspas's love for the team never came back. Personality and ego clashes also play a role, with players butting heads over roles and vision. Lastly, differences in philosophies, goals, and vision can tear teams apart, as seen with NRG. Again, for Vitality, it comes down to 3 key reasons. Role issues, as Safe was primarily a duelist last year but is now taking on the IGL role. Sky-high expectations where anything short of winning is seen as failure, and tremendous pressure when every mistake is magnified under the weight of expectations. Like I said earlier, super teams aren't built with long-term success in mind. They're built to win now. But chemistry, defined roles, and trust? That takes time and a bit of luck. And when results don't come fast, teams spiral. People might say,
Actually, this team still placed high in the tournament, you know?
well, I'm sorry Copium Carl, but that's not the point. Super teams aren't built to place high. They're built to win it all. Anything less is failure. If you don't believe me, riddle me this. Why did Vitality bother getting another duelist when they already had Safe? Before I give you my take, consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you more content. So back to it. Even though Vitality already had Safe, they still acquired Durke because when expectations are this high, teams stop thinking about balance and start thinking about stacking firepower. They don't just want to win, they want to dominate, and ironically, the obsession with more often leads to less. With how things go, are super teams even real, or are they just an illusion? Let's take 2023 Sentinels as an example, with Second, Sassy, Pancada, and Tense. Absolute cinema. Wait, what I meant to say was absolute firepower. But what happened? They crashed so hard that by the next season, people were reluctant to even include them in the conversation. It didn't help that they benched Pancada for Celsius, which at the time seemed like a nonsensical move. People doubted them so much that when they added Celsius, who was then known as a troublemaker and an untested rookie IGL in John Curie, expectations plummeted. Yet, when the season started, they immediately shut up the doubters. Everything became absolute cinema. Maybe that's the lesson. It's not about stacking stars, it's about building a team. Vitality was supposed to be a juggernaut. Instead, they became the latest cautionary tale. Super teams don't fail because of lack of talent. They fail because talent alone isn't enough. Without synergy, leadership, and real battle scars, the pressure will always win. But the season is long. Will Vitality bounce back and prove they're more than just big names? Or will they crumble like every other super team? That's it for this video. If you made it this far, drop a super team curse in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.